quick response video for New Orleans. The question that I asked in the video was about Andrew Jackson and his leadership during the War of 1812. We had 4 people get that correct, sorry. And those were Trevor, Natalie, Jenna, and Julian. And you all knew that it was Andrew Jackson and his leadership during the War of 1812. And absolutely. And that is a pretty incredible set of circumstances in that battle. It was during the War of 1812, but the Battle of New Orleans was in 1815. And Jackson was this is part of what launched Jackson to the presidency, was this how incredible his victory in New Orleans to save New Orleans from British troops during the war was. He was leading an army of essentially state militias. The United States military in 1812 barely existed. It wasn't much, and they were attempting to fight the strongest military in the world. So some of you described his army as ragtag. Ragtag is a good word for it. It's made up of mostly state militias from the South, some Native Americans, some actual U.S. Army soldiers under the leadership of Jackson, and they tromped the British in New Orleans. I think the casualties for the Americans were, 71 or something ridiculously small like that, and for the British they were over 2,000. And it held the city of New Orleans for the United States, which was a hugely important port city in selling U.S. Agricultural goods like cotton and other things. So it was very, very important for the United States that Jackson held that city, which he did. There was a question this round. It came from Trevor. Trevor asked about how is New Orleans sort of a melting pot in that they've had such a unique history of being both French and Spanish, and Caribbean and American and all those things. And all I can really tell you, Trevor, is that it's a very unique place. The architecture is definitely Spanish, but if you walk past the cemetery, it's strange in that people have to be buried above ground because they're below sea level, so burying them under the ground is not necessarily good. The food is very seafood oriented, but it's also very spicy, which I think comes from the Spanish tradition. But in certain parts, everywhere there's a strong accent, but in certain parts they speak a completely different language of Creole. It's just a very unique place. Like I said in the video, at times I felt like I was in a different country. All right, let's not ramble though. Let's keep moving forward. Let's do a leaderboard check, and then we'll get onward to the next preview video. First place overall and for adults right now is Trevor R. with 78 points. Second place is Jenna K. with 69 points. Third place for adults is Jill S. with 12 points. And then Mr. Moore has 3 points. And then for students, Julian C. is in first place. He is at 63 points. In second place for students is Natalie B., who has 28 points. In third place is Olivia M. with 14 points. In fourth place, there's a tie now between Maggie H., Lily K., and now Trenton W., who has 12 points. And then below that, Frank is in fifth place and has 10 points. And then below that, we have a lot of people that have either 6 points or 3 points. So keep it up. Keep guessing, keep answering questions, keep asking questions, and we will move forward with the next preview video, which will be posted shortly. Thanks. See ya.